Hello, my name is Teresa Brewington, and I want to welcome you to today's session, Mental Health Mindful Movement Series. We realize that this past year has been very challenging for everyone, especially for our essential workers, many of whom are school personnel. Therefore, our team has reached out to Victoria Marie. She is the founder of Indigenous Lotus to lead a weekly series encouraging mind-body connection through movement to aid school personnel in their self-care and benefit their well-being. These online sessions are for teachers, counselors, administrators, really anyone in the educational setting. Each session will build on the next to encourage grounding of the mind and the body through movement. The mindful movement sessions will take place every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central Time for 30 minutes. And we were going to go at least to the end of October. These sessions will be recorded for later viewing. We will be uploading them to our YouTube and website. This project is supported by SAMHSA. The content is developed by the presenter, and the opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect the views or the policies of SAMHSA, HHS, or the American Indian and Alaska Native MHTTC. We are the Native Center for Behavioral Health, National American Indian and Alaska Native MHTTC K-12 supplement grant. This program and many others are offered through our center located in Iowa City, Iowa, through the University of Iowa. However, we serve American Indians and Alaska Natives across the U.S. Here you will find my contact information, as well as our program guide for requests for training and other technical assistance. Today's speaker is Victoria Marie, Iron Plum Woman. Victoria has worked with our K-12 projects throughout 2021. She has brought her expertise in youth engagement, movement, meditation, and healing through all types of medicine. She's an enrolled member, and I'm going to have to let her say that because I want to give her respect of announcing it properly. She is also a mother, artist, and founder of Indigenous Lotus. Victoria is joining us today from the Twin Cities in Minnesota, and will continue to lead the K-12 projects with the center. Welcome, Victoria. Thank you for being here today. And if you don't mind, can you tell them your tribal affiliation?
Amitakiapi. Yes, my tribal affiliation is Sisutem Wapitinoyate, Santi affiliated.
Thank you. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
Thank you, Teresa. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our movement series. This morning, we're going to focus on mobility, strength, and flexibility, all from a comfortable seated position. The first portion of this can be practiced in the chair, and then the rest can be practiced in modification or sitting comfortably on the floor. So small movements today, really focusing on the mobility piece. So sitting comfortably, sitting up tall, relaxing the shoulders. Hands can rest above the lap, palms facing up. And as we sit up tall, we begin to focus on our natural breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out through the nose. We want to continue our day in a good way. So before we begin our mobility movements, I'd like to begin with acknowledgement of yoga, a sacred ancient practice, which is a lifestyle and philosophy, as well as land acknowledgement. Closing our eyes. And as we're seated, whether it be our feet or our sit bones connecting to the earth, We want to acknowledge the people here before us. And the people who are here now. We honor the practice and the land with that acknowledgement. Inhaling all the way into the belly, filling the belly. And exhale. Begin to feel anything you are carrying on your shoulders, feeling it falling away from the body. Notice it becoming less tense. It falls away from your ears. And just feel and visualize anything that no longer serves you falling away from the body. Releasing with each exhale. Throughout our movement, you'll see yourself as a web of energies, moving in patterns, creating your body interaction with your mind, the consciousness, and your spirit. If any distractions come up, or if we have our monkey mind, which can tend to jump from one branch to another, we'll remind ourselves that we are not the body, we are not the mind, we are not these emotions. Being able to see all these three aspects about yourself. Now we can go ahead and open our eyes, looking down and then forward. I'm going to bring the hands to heart center, interlace the fingers, circle out the wrists. Taking the fingertips down, rooting them down, feeling that connection with the earth beneath you, sitting up even taller, keeping those fingers down. Hands come to knees. We're going to take the head over from the left, down and over to the right. And from side to side. Now at any pause in my voice, notice that the mind begins to wander. And if it does so, remind it to just quiet down. Chin tucks towards the chest. Inhale, head rises, lifting the chin up towards the sky. Chin comes back down. And to neutral. We're gonna inhale, sweep the arms up. Reaching up, stretch, stretch, stretch. Bend the elbows, open up. Inhale, sweeping those arms up. We're going to take the right hand to the back of the left, and we're going to stretch over towards the left. Coming back to center, interlacing the fingers, bring the palm of the hands up towards the sky and stretch. Lowering down the shoulders. Opposite hand behind, or right behind the left, and reaching over to that right side. Back to center. We're going to interlace the fingers, stretch them up, release them, bringing them behind us, interlacing the fingers. So interlacing the fingers, if the wrists or the bottom of the hands can come together, that would be a little bit more ideal. If the wrists are apart, you might feel a little bit of strain on the fingertips, whatever's more comfortable to you right now. So I'm going to bring those shoulders back and down. We're going to hinge at the waist, micro bend in the elbows. So we never want to lock the joints, and be mindful. Lift the wrists up. Turning over to the left. Back to center. And over to the right. Back to center. Slowly rising up, gently releasing the hands. Hands rest above the knees. We're going to arch the spine, tuck the chin. Inhale, pressing the heart forward, opening the throat, tilting the crown of the head. So flowing here, feeling that natural movement of your spine. Again, in these pauses, when I'm not speaking, just focus on the body, noticing those movements. You might notice if anything is cracking, if anything feels stiff, and just bring acknowledgement to it. And coming to neutral. So we'll inhale, arms rise. We're going to twist open to the left side. Right hand comes to left knee. Chin comes to the back shoulder. Now we're going to introduce a little bit of some core work here. So what we want to do is turn our navel midline. So we want to turn that in towards that elbow. So we just want to circle midline towards the elbow. Being gentle and not forceful. And inhale, arms rise up as we come forward. We're going to hinge at the waist, lowering the hands down, and then slowly lowering the head down to the floor or towards the floor. As we hold here, if you feel any restriction, you can come to forearms. But as we hold here and our head lowers down, we want to breathe into the hollow of our back. So what that means is you'll feel that stretch as you lower the head down and breathe into the upper back. Inhale, head rises. Walking up. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And we're going to twist open over to the other side. Left hand comes to right knee, taking that chin towards the back shoulder. Lowering the shoulders down, lengthening through the upper body. Now we'll take that midline, your navel, your belly button, and we're going to circle it in towards that left elbow. And now inhale, arms rise up. So we're going to hold here for a moment, lower those shoulders down. You'll notice if it's really difficult to keep those shoulders down as your arms are up, take them out to the side and notice if it's easier to lower them down. And we're going to go from the left side, coming back up to center and over to the right. So from side to side. And moving at your own pace. If you feel like you'd like to speed it up a little bit, you can do so, or you can move even slower. We want to keep that navel in, so keeping that belly button in helps keep that core activated, keeping those muscles engaged. Linking movement with breath. As you inhale, rise up, exhale, twist and lower. As we're moving from side to side, visualize any tension left, just squeezing out from the spine. And we'll complete one on each side. And bring those hands up, palms come together, down to heart center. Now we're going to take the legs and bring them out to each side. If you're sitting on a chair, you can take the knees apart, toes off to the side. So our toes are going to be flexed up if we are seated down on our sit bones. Toes are flexed up. We want to hinge at the waist. You'll feel that natural stop. Shoulders are back. We're going to bring our hands down, bringing them above the earth. Feeling them connect from your thumb, your pointer, middle, ring, and pinky. And your palms. As our shoulders are back and down, we want to keep from arching our spine. So notice if you feel like arching, go ahead and lengthen through the spine. Now there's no such thing as a straight back because we have a beautiful natural curve to our spine, but we want to elongate through it. As we're holding here, notice if you can travel or send your breath to travel through the tip of your toes, inhaling, coming to the hips, and exhaling out. So keeping the hands planted down, sending your breath to the tip of the toes, inhaling in and exhaling out. For some of us, if we're seated for so long, we might feel how tight or how weak these muscles are. And what happens is they're actually more weak than they are tight. So a lot of us might get confused with we need to stretch a little bit more versus strengthening more. But right now, we're just opening up our hips and breathing into our hip space. Here, we're going to lower down just a little bit more. Now remember, when my voice quiets, notice that you are all three aspects. We have three aspects about you: the body, the mind, and the emotions. And here is a great time to become an observer, noticing yourself in this body, noticing how you're feeling at this moment. And notice where your thoughts are. Walking the hands up. Now we're going to bring the knees in or the bottom of the feet together. We want to do that using the legs. So sitting up tall. This is also going to take some core work. So what we want to do is bring the leg in one at a time. Bring them together. And if you are seated, just controlling those movements, bringing the knees together. Toes are flexed up. Now we're going to lift one leg up and we'll circle out the feet. Both directions. Switching sides. And switching directions. Bringing the bottom of the feet together. Now, if you're in chair, you can just bring the knees back together and hold for a moment. Here, we're in butterfly. I'm going to hinge at the waist. And inhale, rising back up. So coming back to easy seated or in chair, legs continue to stay together. We're going to take both hands and we're going to come over to the left side. As we come to the left side, we also turn our heart as well. Hands are planted down. We're lengthening through this upper body. Here we're going to feel that deep side stretch, feeling it in the lower back as well. Now breathe into it. So inhale, send your breath to that space. Feel the side rib cage expand. And exhale out through the nose. Inhale, sitting up. Heart faces forward, and we're going to forward fold, lowering down here. Here, we're actually going to take our center brow, and we're going to lower it down to the earth, bowing forward. Here, I'm on my forearms. So my head is just above the ground. I just want to take the head a little bit over to the left and to the right, kind of circling it out. Inhale, head rises, walking the hands back. And we're going to take the hands over to the right side. As the hands plant down, we also turn our heart and send our breath to the left side. So we always come back to the center to neutralize after we twist. We're going to prevent any injury in those small little muscles in our spine. So inhale and exhale. Walking the hands back to center. Here we're going to reach all the way forward. Head lowers down. And inhale, walking the hands up. Sitting up tall. We're going to take the shoulders, bring them up towards the ears and back. And as we bring them back, we squeeze the shoulder blades together when they come close and release. Take those hands, press the palms out to the side, fingertips up towards the sky, press the wrists out. Open the fingers wide. Palms face up, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, down to heart center. Now I invite you to close your eyes. Getting comfortable. Taking the hands, placing them above your knees. If you'd like, you can keep them at your heart. Sitting up tall. Shoulders even more relaxed. Body feeling even lighter. Take notice of your breath, the quality of your breath. More calm. Feeling lighter. Now noticing the quality of your thoughts. As our thoughts are more calmer and quieter. Noticing how you feel. Perhaps feeling more calm and more quieter. When we calm and quiet ourselves, we can notice everything else around us. We allow ourselves to notice other things around us. Remembering to see yourself as a web of energies moving in patterns, creating body interactions with your mind, consciousness, and your spirit. Now repeating to ourselves, I am not the body. I am not the mind. And I am not the emotions. But I can see all these three aspects about me. For the rest of today, I invite you to be an observer, noticing yourself, these three aspects, as well as noticing these three aspects about others. Being an observer. We'll end by reaching out to one another within our circle, in our space. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Thumbs to center brow, bowing forward. Honoring each other, honoring ourselves. I want to say Padamya Miigwech and thank you. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you all next week, next Tuesday.